Hello and good day. My name is Chris Palmer with chrispalmer.org. In today's video, what I'd love to share with you is a local SEO strategy that will certainly help you start finding the best SEO keywords for your location-based service pages and your main service pages. So what I want to walk you through is how you can leverage Google when you're doing your keyword research. Oftentimes when I talk to business owners, they find it daunting to do keyword research because they have similar services. They don't know exactly what to do. But this video right now is exactly what you need to do when trying to find your keywords. All right. So, and that's really what I want to walk you through. I want to share with you how you can leverage Google in order to figure out which keywords are going to be best for creating your service pages or your service-based location pages. Here, I have some examples. All right. Because I was doing some keyword research for a client, a friend of mine, and let's just take a look at a few examples so I can share with you exactly what I'm talking about here. And I'm sure you're going through this as well. So let's take a look at excavation contractor and sewer excavation. Now, what I mean by leveraging Google in order to figure out, hey, which keyword is best, is Google showing the same result? That's what we're trying to get to. But for instance, here, I'll actually jump down. See, when we looked for septic, let's just say a septic tank contractor. All right, and let's pick a state. Let's just do Florida, right? So we're going to look at these keywords here. Septic contractor. Now, they're a contractor, but what they do is they do septic system repairs. They do septic tank repairs. They do installations. But what we want to target is contractor. Now, where we want to be, or what we want to figure out is, does Google reward 3 separate keywords? Or can we create a page for a septic contractor and target systems and tanks? In order to figure this out, what we're going to do is we're going to leverage Google search, put it into the search engine and see, hey, is Google rewarding the same sites? Here's how you do it. All right. So what we will do is put in septic tank contractor for Florida. We'll do septic system repair FL. And then we'll do septic tank repair FL. Now, does Google show the same results, right? This will tell us, do we need to create multiple pages and multiple silos, multiple location pages, multiple service pages, or can we create one page for contractor and then target tanks and along with that systems? Let's see. So when we take a look here, we can see for Florida, it's the same SERPs. So we have Waters, right? Waters, Integrity, Southern, Reddit, and Turners, right? So here we go. All right, here's Turner's, Waters, Martin's a new player, but those two are the same. Here's Integrity and here's Brian's. Then we come over here to Contractor, and then Contractor, we have a completely different SERP here. So let's see here. All right. So septic contractor. Let's just go here. So Florida, Florida, Florida. All right, so quality, here's Turner's, quality, Averett. Here's Martin again. What we're getting at here is, yes, there's government sites up at the top. However, it's the same main players down below. What this tells me is that we can target septic contractor. Inside of that page, we can talk about systems and repairs, right? You may even be able to get away with a new installation page. But on that contractor page, I can target those other keywords with one service page. Once I have that main service page, right, targeting the state, then I can create location-based service pages. Let's do another example, all right? What I'm sharing with you again is how you can leverage Google in order to help you decide which service pages and which service location pages you should be creating. Let's do another one. So how about paving contractor and patio paver, right? So we have a paving contractor and a patio paver contractor. We'll use the same example, Florida. All right. So what we want to know here is, do I need 2 separate service pages for patio pavers and for pavers? Or does Google show the same thing? Let's take a look. So here's what you'll do. You'll go right over here to Google. You can utilize a GeoChanger if you want. There's tons of GeoChangers in the Chrome store. They're free. This is one of them. You could look up Valentine's GeoChanger, or just put in GeoChanger inside of Google Chrome. You can change the location to get more specific if you wanted to. All right. So here, let's just do this. We'll come down here. We'll grab another one. So paving contractor. So paving contractor. And then we'll do patio. Patio paver. Let's just double check. Patio paver contractor. All right. Now, is a patio paver and a paver, are they the same thing? Does Google show the same results? Yes or no? So we're going to look at patio paver first. So we have paver contractor Florida. So this is outdoor. This right here is Cricket, Yelp, DEL Turf, I think, or Della Turf, Pure Hardscapes. Now let's go to paving contractor. So All Country, Alto Construction, Florida Asphalt, Saffold. Look at this. Completely different SERPs. So what this tells me is that a patio paver and a paver are two separate things. This would require two separate service pages. You see here, this is the primary service that we provide, but what's Google rewarding? Just like the other example when we did septic tanks, I looked up septic tanks, septic systems, and septic contractor. It was showing the same result. I only need one page. I need one page, and then I can talk about features. Hey, we do systems, we do tanks, we do installation, we do repair, right? I would look up installation and repair separately and see if there's results, but it's case by case. Like, what service do you provide, right? So let's just do one more just so I can hammer this home. Foundation repair, foundation contractor. Excavation. All right, so here's a great one. Excavation. Okay. So this is an excavation contractor. And then here's what we're going to do here. Sewer excavation contractor. These are two services that this particular company does, right? And we want to know, do we need two separate service pages, or should we just create one? So when we're looking up sewer excavation, we have Cloud9, underground utilities, so Grade, Dijon, Cloud9, SMC, Blue Book. So here we go, Dijon, Naples, excavation point. So we have one main player. Let's take a look and see if it's two separate pages. So this is the home page. All right. And then this is an internal page, and this is the home page, which is ranking underneath this individual page. All right. Could you get away with just having a excavation page, excavation contractor? Yes. But is it optimal? No, because the only person that's being rewarded is the authority, right? So much in authority here that Google's rewarding them 2 times, right? So what I would do in this case is I would probably look at the cities in this case. Like, let's just take a look here. Like, let's go to Cape Coral. I would probably just go to Cape Coral or another large city like Miami or something large, right? Like Cape Coral, Florida. And then we'll put in here Cape Coral, Florida, because now I want to look at a city. What's Google rewarding, right? All right, so let's take a look. See, plumbers, Cape Coral, Florida. All right, completely different. Okay. Yelp, Angie, Home Advisor, downbid, completely separate. So when we get into locations, we can see that, hey, these are separate. What we would want to do in this particular case is let's go ahead and have a excavation contractor page. And then, of course, let's talk about sewer excavation. All right. So this is how you go about leveraging Google in order to help you decide which service pages you should have. Do I need multiples? Can I have a single? We're going to leverage Google in order to understand this. Now, let me share with you how you can figure out how to structure your pages, right? Because if we know how to find, let's just go back to the septic. All right. So we have septic contractor, and we'll go to Florida. All right. Now, here's how we decide what we're going to do with our location service pages. And what I mean by what we're going to do is, how are we going to structure the site? Are we going to run our location pages off of the root? And I'll share with you an example, right? See, if I were to have HTTPS website.com / here we'll have excavation contractor. This is off of the root. Okay. Here you would probably set this up like this. Or am I going to silo the location pages, right? So here, I'll give you another example. excavation contractor, copy, and then we would do this. Whoops. Here, excavation contractor. In this case, we'll just do Cape Coral. Or am I going to do this? Cape Coral, right? Now, how we're going to leverage Google in order to figure out how we want to structure it. Do we want it to be right off of the route? Like, does this location page or this service-based location page, does it support the main idea, which the main idea is the brand? Or is Google rewarding a top-level page or a primary service page, a category page, pillar page, whatever you want to call it, right? Whatever the technobabble is. When we're taking a look at this, it's all whatever Google is rewarding. Foundation, the traffic, the on-page, the links, everything is, well, what's Google rewarding? First, we need to understand what Google's rewarding. Let's execute on that, and then we can start working on CRO. Okay, so let me share this with you. We're going to go right back to our example for septic contractor. All right, so let's go to septic contractor, okay, and we're going to do Florida. All right, then we're going to do septic tank, Florida. All right, and then we'll do septic systems, Florida. All right. So we already know that Google's rewarding the same sites, right? This is going to be one silo septic contractor, but I'm giving you 3 examples. What we're looking for is, well, how are we going to execute on our location pages? And what I mean by execute is, how are we going to lay down the foundation? Is it going to be a hard silo, or is it going to be a virtual silo or a floating silo? Let's take a look. So when we take a look at this, we can see these .gov sites, they've been around forever. We need to find sites that look like us. What players are players just like us? Business owners, brick and mortar, local businesses, right? So let's take a look down the list. See, .gov websites or really old websites like Yelp and these types of players, they don't play by the same set of rules. It's like competing against Amazon for, buying a mouse, right? They don't play by the same rules. Amazon pages have 50 words on them in a picture with a link, right? It's not the same rules. So here, let's take a look at septic contractor, and then we can make our decision. All right. So here's how I would understand this. So when I take a look at this page here, that's a .gov. So here's Turner. All right. Turner is a home page. This is right off of the route. Okay. This number 7 here, but this is the next player that looks like us. This right here is structured down. And then we'll look at this one. This is structured down. All right. But the top player that looks like us, or at least these 2, are right off the route. Let's take a look at septic tanks. All right. So when we scroll down, we can see the same players. Here's Martin, right off the route. Okay. When we take a look at this player, structured down, what's this one? And where I'm looking is in the bottom left-hand corner. When you hover over, the URL is there. All the parameters are there. If you're wondering, hey, what is he looking at? All right. So what I see here is septic tanks / so that's structured. Okay. Structure. Well, we don't want to look at that. Here we go. Structure. And this right here is actually a blog, but it's right off the route. All right. So when I'm taking a look at this, in this particular case, but I want to give you a caveat. In this case, yes, I would structure it just like this. I would have a top level page for, in this case, septic tanks, and then / septic tanks in Cape Coral, right? This would say septic tank contractor. I'd optimize the page for septic tank contractor in Florida / septic tank contractor Cape Coral, Naples, Fort Myers, whatever it is, right? Because Google is rewarding hard silos. That's what they're actually rewarding. They're rewarding a top level category page with location pages off of it, right? Now, here's the caveat. You see, oftentimes business owners have more than one service. So even though this particular service, yes, a hard silo is what Google's rewarding. If I have 4 other services, let's just say 4 total, and only 1 out of those 3 is a hard silo, then I'm going to build everything off the root. Like, yes, when I looked in that SERP, it was a mixed SERP. But if I'm looking at 4 different services in multiple locations and I could see that everybody is either running off the route or it's a homepage, then that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it just like this, right off the route. I'm going to have primary service pages and location pages right off the route. All right. I'll go ahead and take some time here. Let's just see if there's any questions about anything. I know it's early. Hey, Chris, hello to you. Great to see you. So with that being said, what we talked about today is how we can leverage Google in order to figure out our service pages. I see business owners all the time. They'll have all these different service pages. You're cannibalizing yourself. You're fighting yourself, and you don't know why you're ranking. You got your homepage optimized for keywords or for services. Then you have service pages, location pages, variations of service, right? Let Google help you. Put in the keywords that you want to do or that you want to target, plus a location, either the state or an actual city. See what Google's rewarding. Is Google showing the same players, right? And if you start seeing .govs or Yelps and all this type of stuff, look for players that look like you. What is Google rewarding as far as keywords? If I look up septic system, septic tank, and septic contractor, is Google showing the same results? Like, yes, they might be in different orders, but is it the same results? If it is, I only need one page, and then I would consider the tanks and the systems features of being the contractor. On top of that, also what we covered today is once we figure out which keywords to target or which services to target based on what Google's rewarding, I then shared with you how you can take a look at the SERP and see, okay, well, what's the structure need to be? Here's how you find the keywords, and here's how you structure it properly. I'll give you one more piece because I want to make this into multiple videos. What I'll share with you next is how we want to go about creating supporting content. All right. Now, oftentimes for supporting content, what you'll find is there's always only a small group of keywords or questions that need to be answered, right? Like generally it's who, what, when, why, where, and how. How much does it cost? When should I hire somebody? What's the average turnaround time? Whatever it is. What you can do if you have SEMrush, all right, is let's just say it's septic tanks. Okay, let's just use this as an example. We'll go to the keyword magic tool. And what we're going to do is we're going to write in septic tanks. Okay. We're going to go to the questions. Give me 1 second. All right. And what we're looking for is the who, what, when, why, where, how. These are the questions generally. All right. How much does it cost? What is it? Just look down the list. Look down the list. Is there volume and does it support the main idea? Is it a common question, right? Like, how much does it cost? When can I get it? Who's the best to buy from? Like, these types of questions are very, very common. This is excellent supporting content. It's semantically related. It supports the main concept, and it doesn't get me off of the actual term. What I mean by this is if you're a service business, if you're a local business, you're not a blog. Your only objective with information is to support a sale. It's information assisted selling. That's it. So if we're going to build this out, let me share with you an example. All right. So let's just take how much does it cost? All right. So let's go ahead and use this example right here. And we want to build supporting content, right? Let me walk you through a silo and how you would build this out. All right. So we have website.com/excavation contractor, right? So this is the page. Here's the site, right? So here's the homepage, primary service. Now we want to support the main idea, right? So in order to support the main idea, we need to convey this through structure, right? This is, the hierarchy of the website matters, right? Just like the foundation or the wood or the concrete foundation in your house matters. Each piece matters, right? In my opinion. So when we're taking a look at this, how much does, I would do it like this. How much does excavation, never want a spelling bee in my life, cost, right? Here, I'll give you one more example. And here, I'll show you this. When to buy, right? And then here, we'll do another example. All right. Of course, that would be when to buy or when do I need excavation. Now, remember, this will contain the keyword. It's supporting content. It's answering who, what, when, why, where, how about the main content. concept. Whatever the service is the main concept. All right, here I'll give you one more example here. So why? How about why to buy, right? And then here we'll even put this in just for sake of explanation. Okay, so here, see what we're looking to do is for this right here, depending on how the site is, right? If this was going to be a hard silo, right? So then I would just put this, because now I can have excavation contractor Naples, right? Then I could have this copy, and then this right here would be Cape Coral, right? Now, if for some reason I don't need a hard silo, Google's not calling for it, Google's not rewarding it, right? Well, then I'll just build it off of the root, but I'm still going to have this top level page in place, right? So this way I'm building out the silo. I have the main concept. Who are we? What do we do? Where are we at? Well, what do we do? Well, we do excavation, we do paving, we do siding, we do septic tanks, we do demolition, whatever it is. We are this brand. Here's who we are. Here's what we do. Here's where we do it. / here's what we do. / here's where we do it. Does that make sense? And then we have our supporting content. Okay. All right. So if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in. I know it's early as heck, so I doubt there are any. But let's see. No, I didn't think so. With that being said, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. Hopefully today you've learned how to leverage Google to find your SEO keywords. On top of that, how we can take that information and then utilize Google one more time to figure out how to structure our pages and our sites and our service pages. And then lastly, I wrapped it all up with supporting content. Hey, how do we go ahead and take a look and how to support our main concepts or main ideas? With that being said, I'm Chris Palmer with chrispalmer.org. If you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and ask in the section below. And I look forward to seeing you in the next Local SEO Strategy, How to Find the Best SEO Keywords video. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. All right. All right, then. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure. I guess that's it. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one. You have a great day. Bye-bye. Oh. See ya. Good vibes. Thank you. Hey, if you guys and gals have any questions, feel free. Go ahead and ask. I'm also working on, I got some tests. Here, let's go see here. All right. Oh, it's hot as heck in here. I should turn on my AC. What we're doing here is I'm testing to see the impact on appending, the actual URL to an actual keyword. So associating, if you take a look at those leaks, one of them was long clicks based on primary brand plus keyword. So associating brand and keyword, but they weren't associating with like just typing Chris Palmer. They would have put the URL. So I wanted to test that. On top of that, some other testing that we're doing is, can I get a higher indexation rate by blasting links to directories and citations? So I loaded this up. We built 50,000 links. I want to see what the indexation rate is. So that'll be fun. We also did a organic run of directories and citations. But what we did is we spun all the descriptions to figure out, hey, do I get a higher indexation rate? What we found is like a 16 to 20% indexation rate without running through indexers or building links or doing anything. And then I was testing out this tool. They did a new release. Awesome Traffic did a new release, so I'm playing around with that. Testing out my new proxies. We got a new server location, so I'm testing that out. I wanted to see how fast they are. So citations, directories, traffic, proxies. That's what we will be doing today. Yeah, that's pretty much about it. Let's see if you have anything for me. All right. Thank you, Chris. Super valuable. Glad to help. All right. So Takeover My Aviation says, I was told not to duplicate my focus keywords in the slug URL, but I see that it's okay to put it in a cluster and then repeat it for a specific location as I'm ranking. Is that the right approach? Okay. Good, great question. So I get this a lot when talking to business owners, right? Like, let's just take a look at this example. When we take a look at excavation contractor, and then we're doubling it up for Naples or Cape Coral, like see this one here, right? So we have primary service, and then we have literally again, but we've appended Naples. Now, when you're dealing with your website, let's say, for instance, that you are doing um, let's say that you're doing, let's say you're blocking something in robots, right? Or maybe you're doing disavow, I believe. Whatever it is, when you're dealing with Google or you're dealing with the server, all you're doing is you're putting a / to showcase the page or the category, right? If I give the category page, it'll erase everything that's after it, right? What I'm getting at here is when Google is looking at a specific page, they're ranking the page, not the overall site. So yes, I want to take cues from Google as far as the foundation because hey, that's what they're rewarding. Like it's one more penny in the piggy bank of ranking, right? Like, hey, I'm matching and mirroring links. I'm matching and mirroring the on page. I'm matching and mirroring everything, even the foundation. Like I even look like them. You see what I'm saying? What back to your question though, Google ranks pages, not sites, right? So what's here has nothing to do with what's here. Now, again, there's always a caveat or there's always other things to include or think about, right? What we need to think about when we do this is that you and I both know that when we're building links, if I have something that's of high quality, I'm going to use an anchor text that will include either my brand name, right? And or a primary keyword, right? Now, when I have something that's questionable, including things like anything that's mass, like it could be GSA, it could be directories, it could be foundation, it could be anything that you're doing in bulk. Generally, what you're going to do is you're going to use a naked anchor text, right? Now, why do we do that? We use a naked anchor text because it's considered safe, right? It's not going to ding me with a penalty. But the real benefit is that when you use a naked, you actually get credit for the words that are in the URL. So you have to be careful because we do a lot of this. Another reason why we started doing this was when we're doing link building, we're just using naked. Now I'm getting double credit. I'm getting credit not only for my brand name, website.com, primary keyword, right? Secondary and or like contractor would be a secondary keyword or an entity. And then on top of that, I'm getting location. Location is entity as well. You get what I'm saying? So I'm getting service, keyword, location, entities. I'm getting it all in that URL, right? So if you're doing mass link building, that can be a problem. But generally, that's the only thing that you have to watch out for. Google ranks pages, not sites. This right here is not keyword stuffing or any issue. Nothing at all. Just for your link building, if you're doing a lot of naked, I would be very, very careful. All right. Thank you. How to find pure guest posting sites. So there's 4 main platforms that we use for Haro and Haro type building, right? Publishers. We bought a Muck Rack subscription, and then there's 4 other platforms that we utilize. Okay. So that's how I know how to do it. That's what we do. Over the course of time, like we've been able to build relationships with these Muck Rack publishers, right? But other than that, like I've tried the scraping, like we've scraped and emailed anything that came up into the scraper. And we're talking tens of thousands of emails. I've tried that. I've tried mass text messaging. You get responses. It can be effective, but the back and forth, the time that it takes in order to acquire a true placement is very, very difficult. And on top of that, what you'll find is the people before you are generally going to establish a relationship. So they don't want to step on the toes of this particular customer. Like people or website owners are definitely getting hip and or understanding more of the value of their website and a link and link placements. Hey, I want an old page. I used to be able to get an edit, like an existing page that gets traffic. It's an old page. It's indexed. That used to cost me less money than a new guest post. Now they're charging me more. Like people are understanding. People understand the value now. All right. Hey, Chris, I own a roofing company. Here, let's take a look at this. I own a roofing company in LA. A local SEO agency has been working for us for the past 6 months. I took a look at our traffic and found some things that didn't feel right. They charged us $5K a month and produced one blog post a quarter. They say they have a custom AI that scans our site and competitor sites and edits our existing pages to help us rank better. Okay. I asked how we can be ranking for new keywords and indexing new pages without producing content. They said AI does it for us. I can't speak for anyone else, right? But what we do is everything's deliverable based, right? It's not for everybody. Sometimes I have hiccups. Sometimes we have problems. Plus we're scaling. You can't make everybody happy. But what I know is this, right? The vast majority of work is done in month 1, month 2, and month 3. What we're trying to do when we first acquire a new client is I want to, as quick as possible, get up all of their primary service pages. I want to get up high commercial intent service pages as fast as I can. I want high commercial intent service pages, so primary services. Let's say you have 4 services and you want to target 10 locations. That's 44 pages right there. Then on top of that, we need privacy, compliancy, terms. I need homepage optimization to be for brand. I need the contact, cookies, GDRP, right? What is that? 7. And then I need a tips page. That's 8. So that's 8 filler pages. So 44, 52 pages, right? That's just starting. Then on top of that, what we're looking to do is build out 3 to 5 supporting pieces of content per primary service. So if there's 4, that's 3, 6, 9, that's 12 more articles. Like I'm already 65 articles deep, right? 65 times $25, that would be the cost for that. Because I need to write it, whether you use an AI or not. The key isn't, Google can't read. So whether I use AI or not, I have to optimize that content. That's time. You got to charge for time. So to rank for new keywords without editing old content or expanding it or building new content, nah. Plus, for us and for me, what I know works is SEO is hurry up and wait, right? So we want to get as much work done as we possibly can. Get up all the service pages, location pages, supporting pages, and all the filler pages, blogs, all that stuff, about us, contact, privacy, terms, filler pages, right? Then what we're looking to do is we need to establish the brand. If they've already done a run of citations, directories, data aggregation, we're going to do it again. Then I'm going to do branded web 2.0. Then I'm going to do directories to the internal pages. Then I'm going to do PR, basic PR. Then we start guest posting and niche editing for the end of months 2 and the beginning to the middle of 3. And then that's it. Now it's hurry up and wait. See, what I don't like is during that time when all the deliverables are happening, it's very easy to manage client expectations. Now, after they're $2,000 in, deliverables are done. All we're looking to do is get rewarded from Google. This takes time. This is the part. I don't know if you're an SEO or you said that you were paying somebody, but this is the part that's a struggle. And that's why I personally dislike monthly. I like deliverable based. I offer you this for this, and that's it. When it's monthly, then I always need to answer for the dollars that were spent for marketing. And if there was no deliverables, then what are you giving me? I dislike that personally. It causes it's a different kind of vibe, man. Google ranks pages, not your site. Although it sounded so obvious, I needed to hear that. It's my pleasure. Should I just ask for what they deliver? I'm happy to pay for a good service, but it feels like nothing is being done. And maybe I'm misunderstanding the process. Yeah, I think that that's the best. Um, you know, for that kind of dollars, $5,000 is a lot of work, right? Now, I understand these agencies out here, some of them are taxing. I call it taxing, right? Like charging 400, 500, 600, $700 a link. So I could see blowing out that budget quick at that rate. But if you're using, basic stuff, right? $5,000, you're 2 months in, your whole campaign should be wildly done. I don't know what niche you're in or what you're doing, but meet with them, you know, just meet with them. Hey, what exactly are you doing? They want to help you, like I've yet to meet, um, even, even people I've talked to that had excruciating relationships with clients, even if I got to them on the side, they didn't not want to talk to their clients, right? But they're trying to do business, they're doing marketing, they're right. So reach out to them, be persistent, be kind. Also, too, be mindful of what you're messaging. Like I noticed a lot of people, they don't mean to come off in a harsh manner over text and or email. Like, you can be mindful of what you say and how you say it. That's all, right? I hope that helps you out. But just be upfront and honest. I'm sure they'll explain it to you. Is it necessary to buy a Krause to learn SEO, or can I learn from free? Do you have to buy a course to learn? You do not have to buy a course to learn. Um, the vast majority of my learning was through trial and error. Yes, I've gone through trainings. There's certain little tidbits that I still go out and seek out, right? Like certain technical stuff. Um, I'm always trying to learn the newest white hat stuff, like W3 or whatever it is. Like, for the hearing impaired, like, which type of schemas do I need? Like, what's the white hat stuff? What's the technical stuff? I'm always expanding. But as far as the fundamentals, I think that comes from trial and error. You can learn a lot from other people's mistakes, which is what courses are. Um, but like, let's just say if I went through Ryan Stewart's training, which I did, right? The blueprint. Out of that training, if there was 60 videos, there was only 3 that I was like, oh, wow, I learned something. You see? Um, so be mindful of what you spend. And I think that the vast majority of learning will come from actually executing on work. The ins and outs of platforms, different themes, different builders. There's so much different hosting and what's a quadruple A record, right? Why are they used? How does this work? How do you hide stuff? Like there's so many different things. Trial and error and what's your focus, right? Like, is it e-com? Is it affiliate? Is it lead gen? Is it local? Do you want to provide service? Like, there's different things to learn, right? Next is, what prompt should I use for writing services pages that SEO optimized? I have yet to find a prompt that will give you a optimized article. Depending on the level, right? Like, so for us, we offer 2 different types. I offer human written at $8 per 100 words. I actually think it's $9.50 per 100 words. Or we'll do, which is then written and then optimized. It's $9 per 100 words. Or we'll do AI that's optimized with Page Optimizer with a report for, I think, $2 per 100 words, right? But there's no prompt or prompt chaining or profile creation that's going to spit out 100% optimized content. Like, we fine-tune models for the law industry and also the real estate industry, right? Like scraping all 100 sites based on primary keywords. Plus, on top of that, we included books that would be like encyclopedia type books. Like, okay, this is the quintessential book on X topic. And then what we did is we based our training data on that. And then we were able to create a tuned model based on our training data. It was done with JSON, right? And that produces really good written material, which then can be optimized. You can't take away the step of optimization, which is time, right? Like it takes anywhere between 20 to 35 minutes to optimize a page if you're using Page Optimizer to get it to 100 signals and the actual content brief. Like for us to get it to 100, it's like a half hour at a time. You know, nothing's just going to spit it out. No way. But if you find that, you let me know. Now you can get lucky, right? Like if you're doing mass quantity, I've seen guys and gals use models, spit out a boatload of content, right? Where they scrape the headers and then used AI to fill out the paragraphs. And they launched, 250 pages, and a lot of them hit. But you still have to go back and optimize and tune and reindex. It's an interesting thing. But anyway, no prompts though. Roofing company, so I wanted the leads, but thanks for the info, surely. I had an agency offer me an SEO sprint, basically a one-time price based on deliverables, and it sounds like that's a good approach from what you mentioned. Yes, I like sprints. Can I use ChatGPT to write the content if you're optimizing it? If you're going to take it and optimize it, sure. Why not? But let's make sure that you tune it. All right. All right. So I got to get these tests ready for the morning. I'd recommend Lambda. Anything Google. I would recommend getting GPT, and they have a training set that you can train it, or using Lambda, I think is how it's pronounced, using Google's model, and then you can fine tune it. That's what I would recommend. Now, if you just want out of the box, I don't know. That's not what we do, so hopefully that helps you out. So it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and head out. I got to get these tests lined up. Thank you so much. You have a great rest of your day.